Hey y'all, today we are going to learn to play Agony Aunt, an amazing trick-taking card game that's really fun. Uh, and all you need is a normal deck of cards that has a joker in it to print off or draw a tiny little playing board and gather 17 identical counters for 4 people. So for example, 17 1-cent coins and 17 5 value coins, etc. You can do this. So this game is by David Parlett. The rules are free online, but I thought it would be helpful to walk through them in a video for people like me who don't like to read rules. You can, if you're printing your board, print off the board that comes with that comes in the game page, or you could also print off the cuter and a little more user-friendly one that Anuka has uploaded to the Agony Aunt page under the images on Board Game Geek. You can just download that and use it. And then I am going to show you how to play using playingcards.io with a room that someone else has created. I think it might be Anuka also. So hold on to your hats. Here we go. Alright, the first thing we do in Agony Aunt is we give each player their 17 tokens. Everybody starts with 17, and over the course of the game, you're going to lose some of them probably, maybe gain some back, but the game is going to end when someone has lost all 17 of their tokens. Next up, we deal the cards out. First we deal 1 to be the special dump card. Now if you get the joker, reshuffle. It can't be the joker, but it can be any other card. Then you deal out 13 cards to each player. And each round we're going to play 13 tricks, and a trick is when everybody in order plays 1 card out to the table, and we sort of determine who had the strongest card, and they will take all those cards from that trick, that hand kind of, in front of them. Alright, you're set up and ready to play. Now you might be asking yourself, okay, you've told me how the game ends when somebody loses all 17 of their counters, but how do I win? Well, the goal is, when someone loses all of their counters, that you're the person left with the most counters still in front of you. That's how you win. That's the goal. The problem is, this is a game like Hearts, if you've ever played Hearts, where you're trying to avoid getting penalties that lose you these tokens. I will show you an example, couple of tricks, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, before I show you those tricks, I realized I should have explained this dump card. So this card that came out is telling you which cards are going to give you penalties if you catch them. So if you capture the queen of the dump suit, which in this case is, as you can see, is a diamond. So if you capture the queen of a diamond, right, you take it, you've won the trick in which the queen of diamonds was played. You're going to place one of your penalty counters over the dump queen. In fact, if you capture the queen of any suit, you're going to end up with a penalty. But the dump queen will win you the middle part on this tic-tac-toe or noughts and crosses board, which you don't want. You want to avoid having to put your tokens out here on the game board. The joker, you can see by the cute little jester hat up here, is called the Agony Uncle. And if whoever captures the joker, it's like they captured the 7 of diamonds, and they would have to put a token there. In fact, let's mix this up a little and say someone else managed to capture that. Let's say someone else captured this queen. Oh, they also captured that queen. Oh dear. The last trick of the whole round, the 13th, whoever wins that, let's say it was this person, puts a penalty counter here, At the end of the round, whoever's captured more tricks than other people, let's say 7 was the highest number of tricks anyone captured, they will have to do, let's say it was me again. And then the dump trick, which sounds a little confusing, but what it means is of the 13 tricks, whatever number this is, which in this case is 7, the 7th trick, whoever captures the 7th trick is going to get, actually let's switch this up, let's say purple did, is going to have to cover up that space. And it tells you in little letters down there, but and if the dump card is an ace, that's the first trick. If it's the jack, it's the 11th, the queen is the 12th trick, and the king is the last trick, which could be really bad because, as you can see, the last trick is already bad to capture. Now, if I ended up in a situation like this, not only do all these little counters that are placed on the board go away, so see how I'm already down to 12, but because I got 3 in a row, like you would in tic-tac-toe, I actually lose an extra one. So for every time I've got a full diagonal with all of my colors, or a column, or a row that's all my colors, I lose an extra one of these counters. Oh dear. Alright, so at the end of the round, after we've played through, I'll show you a few tricks in a moment, all those get discarded, and you're left with, oh dear, look at that. Somebody still has 17, all 17 of their counters, but I'm down to 11. Oof. There are ways to get counters back. If you were to win every single one of those 13 tricks, you'd get all of your counters back. You'd be up to 17. If you win none of those 13 tricks, if you capture none of them, you get all your 17 counters back as long as someone else did not win every single trick, because they were more impressive than you in that case. And then there's a way to get a few of your counters back. If you win some tricks but don't have to put any counters on this board here, you don't take any penalties, half of your counters can come back to you. So if I had taken some tricks but not had to put any counter tokens out, then of these 6, I would get 3 of them back, which would be nice. I would like that. See, I'm back up to 14. Not as bad. Okay, so we've explained the counters a little bit. Okay, let's play a trick. So if you have played any other trick-taking games, you may have heard the word trump, which is like the strongest suit. There's nothing like that here. In this game, if someone plays, say, a spades, you have to play a spade if you have one in your hand. So let's say, oh, they do. What about, do they have a spade? They do. Do they have a spade? Oh, they do. Okay, so the person who starts, right, played the first one, and we all had to follow suit. We had to play a spade if we had one, and everybody had a spades. So the person with the highest spade, in this case, the highest spade card, is going to take this trick, is going to capture it. In this case, ace is highest. Ace is the highest card in each suit. And then the king, queen, jack, 10, and down through the numbers to 2. So they will take this. Now you'll notice in this trick that they are taking, they don't have any queens. It's not the last trick. And the dump trick, remember, for this round is going to be 7, the 7th trick, and they didn't take that. So taking this really did not hurt them. So they take this trick, they gather those cards. If they'd taken any penalties, they would put their penalty counter out on the board, but they didn't, which is great. All right, and now, because they won that trick, right, they captured it, they get to start the next trick. Ooh, the power. Now remember, the dump suit is a diamond. So maybe, and they don't want to have to win anything if they can avoid it. They want to avoid queens, and they want to probably avoid taking many of the dump suit. So they're going to start out with the dump suit, but play kind of low, so that other people will have to follow and play a diamond if they can. Let's see. Do you have a diamond? You do. Ooh. Okay, so you play that. And you play... Oh, you do have diamonds. Oh, you have the queen, you poor thing. And you play a diamond, a nice one to get rid of. Alright, so everybody followed suit again because they had to. But this time player 1 had the highest, so they will take it. Now you'll notice they didn't capture the queen. There was no queen. They did capture the dump suit, but it's not the last trick. And we haven't gotten to trick number 7 yet. So they take this. And then they'll start. And you keep doing this. So let's pretend we're a little further on in the game. And they're still trying to, let's see, they're trying to get people to take that dump queen, right? The queen of diamonds in this case. So, ooh, this person only has 1 diamond and they have to follow suit. This person is fine. Ooh, but this person only has the queen of diamonds and they have to follow suit. And they're fine with that because someone played the ace, which is higher. Which means player 2 here has now won this trick. And this trick has the dump queen in it, right? The queen of the suit that is currently dump. So they take the dump queen. And the dump queen is also a regular queen. So they have to put 2 of their counters out, which is not, you know, ideal. They do get to lead. They really, 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 if they can, want to avoid taking the queen of hearts. So they're going to lead this. Someone else plays that. Oops. Over here. This person plays that. And the other player has a jack they'd like to get rid of. Okay, so they've taken this trick. Player 1 with the strongest, but, you know, there's nothing in it yet that is a problem. Notice how it keeps track below your name in this particular interface of how many tricks you've taken. In real life, you would stack your tricks so that you could keep track, you know, each pile sort of catty-cornered on top of each other in some way, so that you could tell how many tricks you've taken, because it's going to be important at the end. Also, it'll help you keep track of what trick you're on. Right now, we are on 4th trick. Let's pretend we've jumped all the way to the 7th trick in this game, because that's the dump trick. So this person is feeling risky. They play the diamonds. Ooh, this person doesn't have a diamond. This may have been a bad play for them. This person also doesn't have a diamond. Oh, boy, do they regret playing that. So, yeah, not a good move. But, so this would be the 7th. We're pretending this is the 7th trick, which, remember, because of this, is the dump trick. They have won it, so one of their tokens goes on the dump trick. Unfortunately, other people didn't have diamonds and were able to give them and get rid of the queens, which, remember, queens are not the best. So, they have captured the queen of hearts and the queen of spades. Oh dear, that was a lot of penalty tokens for them on one thing. Oof. They have to lead again. They know the queen of clubs is still out there, so maybe they'll try to draw that out. Let's see. We'll just play that. Okay, so they didn't draw it out, but they did make someone else take a trick because they don't want to be the person with the most tricks, so they don't want to stay in the lead, probably. All right, so you can kind of get a sense of how this plays. At the end of 13 tricks, you figure out, let's see, maybe this unfortunate person over here took this other queen, but they managed to avoid taking the 7 of diamonds. Someone else had to take that. Whew. They didn't take the last trick. Oh, look at that. Player 2, yellow. Oof. So again, all of these penalty counters will go away, and yellow, because they got 3 in a row, will lose 1 more. And that would be our new state. Now, let's say that player purple, player 3 here, had managed that maybe they'd won no tricks. So if they win no tricks, then every single counter they have comes back to them, and suddenly they're back up to 17, which makes them very happy. So you can kind of see the push and pull of trying to avoid capturing things most of the time. I mean, every once in a while, maybe you try to win every trick if your hand lends itself to that. But that is basically how you play Agony Aunt. At the end of the game, let's say during a round when this 4th player managed to lose all of their tokens. Oh, dear, 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 dear. You check who has tokens left, and whoever has the most, in this case, player 3 with purple has 17, they win. And that is Agony Aunt.